The Walter Camp Player of the Year Award is presented this year by David McDermott, Lexus of New Haven. At 4 years old, Kenneth Walker fell in love with the game of football. Not any specific team or player, but rather just the game itself. He was inspired by his uncle's play, encouraged by his dad, and nurtured by his mom. Walker developed a work ethic second to none. He and his dad forged a strong workout bond, which has carried on throughout Kenneth's athletic career. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can outwork Kenneth Walker, and his Player of the Year award is a testament to that.
I believe it was my junior year of high school. I was like kind of down my ability, like because I've always wanted to play D1 football, but like nobody was offering me.
In high school, after his junior football season, Kenneth just didn't feel right. The doctors found blood clots in his lungs and wrote off his future football career. He couldn't take part in any contact sport, but he kept up his workout routine big time.
I ended up finishing up the week before the first game, and I was cleared to play. And I ended up getting the chance to play my full senior year.
I started my night at Arlington High School, where there is a player who everyone needs to learn his name, remember his name, and straight up respect his name. Senior running back Kenny Walker.
Touchdown, Tigers by number 9, Kenny Walker.
Coming out of high school in Tennessee, few saw Walker's talent. Not listed in the top 2,000 recruits in the country or the top 100 in his own state, he was clearly overlooked.
When they rated him a 2-star running back, it really was a slap in the face, because I knew he was much better than that.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you what they saw. I thought, like, in my eyes, I was, performing well. I wasn't highly recruited out of high school at all. I actually didn't have nothing but one Power 5 offer, and that was Wake Forest.
At Wake Forest, he rushed for 579 yards his first season, and then 13 touchdowns in just 7 games last year. But feeling limited, Walker saw something more for his potential and his path.
He would talk to me and he would be like, I don't think they see what I'm seeing. The vision that I have in my running game, I don't think is what they want. And he was like, hey Mom, he was like, what y'all think about Michigan State?
Using the transfer portal, Walker chose the Spartans.
The main thing I was looking for was someone that could hit a home run. As I watched tape on a lot of guys, there was really only one guy that I kept coming back to that was explosive, that could do the things we were asking him to do within our offense, and I thought if we put that person in our offense, they would really take off. Before he entered the transfer portal, I had no knowledge of Ken whatsoever, but once I watched the tape, I was like, I need to have a lot of knowledge of him real fast.
Finally got to be able to get on the call with Coach Pease and Coach Johnson. He was telling me like the ability they saw in me, like my cuts, my vision, my explosiveness and things like that, and they could also see me catching out of the backfield. And I felt like I could make a positive impact on the team and they would be able to use me.
I told him the truth. I said, we weren't very good last year, but I think we're 1 or 2 players away from really changing that. And he came in and he had the right attitude and he changed us right away.
Without ever stepping foot on the campus beforehand, he saw his future clearly. Everyone else saw it on Michigan State's first play of the season.
Kenneth Walker's the running back. Hands to Walker, running off left tackle. Breaks a tackle at the 30, the 35, the 40. Left sideline. He's at midfield. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Into the end zone. Touchdown, MSU. Wow. An explosion from Kenneth Walker.
And I knew coming here helped me achieve that dream.
I love y'all boys. Appreciate it.
Kenneth Walker, he's going to go all the way, 94 yards for Kenneth Walker III.
Walker's already run for 997 yards this season and is leading the nation in yards per game.
This is what number 9 does. Kenneth Walker, doing it all, he did it all.
Muscle, strength, persistent.
And now the Spartans are just pouring it on.
This dude's been unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This kid has shown something since transferring over from Wake Forest.
Kenneth Walker, you need to learn his name. This guy's the real deal.
This past year as a Spartan, indeed, he had more than fit in. He dominated in their offensive scheme. How about 1,636 yards on 263 carries, averaging over 6 yards a carry, 18 touchdowns. He accounted for most of the scoring against big-time or Big Ten rivals. Penn State, Northwestern was, of course, key in that huge comeback victory against their rival, the Michigan Wolverines. You know, we're going to have a party here for Spartan fans. We've got Michigan State greats, Brian Hoyer and Flozell Adams. Why don't you guys come on up here and present this award alongside the 2021 Walter Camp Football Foundation Player of the Year to Kenny Walker is Kevin Simbathy, the GM of David McDermott Lexus of New Haven. A round of applause for the Player of the Year, that is Kenneth Walker III. So, this will work, me and you. A lot of talk in college football has been about the transfer portal. And there's a lot of, oh, it shouldn't happen. Kenneth Walker is the perfect example of the success of the transfer portal by believing in himself and changing everything, the identity at Michigan State this past year. Kenneth, when you look at your journey, what stood out for you in this year, leaving Wake Forest and then going to Michigan State?
Yeah, first off, I have to give thanks to God and my family. You know, they believed in me when nobody else did. Yeah, when I went to Michigan State, you know, I was real confused before because I was going from one program to another and I didn't know what to expect. But like having the guys like Jay Reed, Speedy Naylor, and all my teammates, they made that transition much easier for me. And also just believing in myself and taking that leap of faith is something that I feel like that really stood out to me.
Kenneth, when did you know? Like, was it game one, practice, day one? When did you know this was the perfect fit for you at Michigan State and that you were on a special team ready for a special season?
Right, yeah. It was winter workouts, you know. My first day there, had everybody, my teammates were energetic. They was ready to work out, you know. Usually you get some players that's like not really ready to work out and, you know, complaining, but like I seen the whole team with great energy, and that was the time I knew that we was going to be a great team.
Do you have a favorite moment looking back to last season, what you experienced with this team?
It has to be the Michigan game. You know, that game showed that game showed that we had heart. You know, we was down by, I don't know, 16 points, I believe, but we kept fighting and we came out with a win, and that game meant the most to me.
You know what's great about that, too, is seeing the Spartan history here. These guys smiling, very proud of that experience because the Michigan State rivalry is this experience that, hey, don't forget about us. It's not just about you guys in this state, right? And to carry that, you know, and to talk to the alumni afterwards and beat them the way you did with that comeback, what does that feel like?
Yeah, it meant so much. You know, when I first got to campus, you know, we played games, and then when we got to that week, I didn't know much about the rivalry at all. But when we got to that week, you know, everybody was talking about it. And you got alumni, they had so much, like, passion for that game. And that just meant so much more. And being able to talk to them now and having the greats around me, it means so much.
Before we let you go, we talked a little bit about the relationship you had with the game of football with your uncle and your father. What was that like? Because many people have that connection with family to the game of football. What's that experience like for you?
Right. It's great. You know, when I was younger, my uncle, like you said, my uncle put me in football. I was around age of 4, and that's when my dad took over for all my sports, honestly. And he supported me through everything. You know, I remember being young and, you know, not wanting to get up and working out and, like, you know, dreading working out. But, like, when I got older, I see that, like, it helped me so much, you know, and I thank him so much for what he's done, and my mom for supporting me also. And it's just a blessing to have both of my parents, because I know a lot of people don't have this, both their parents in their life. So, like, for me, I don't take it for granted, and it's a blessing for real.
Kenneth Walker, your Walter Camp Player of the Year.